glowing golden picture that I see so easily, and you.
Hi.
Hello, Lily. Oh my God. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. I've been absolutely buzzing for this interview all week long. Honestly, I've literally been absolutely so excited. I'm literally bursting for joy right now to have you here. It's so
Yeah.
good to see you.
Oh, thank you, Ross.
That's all good. I mean, it's a very exciting day. We've got this interview going on and we've got Spotify Wrapped, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I haven't checked out my Spotify Wrapped yet.
Oh, you've got to get on it, Lily. You've got to get on
Uh,
it. Honestly, they've done it good this year. It's actually quite cool. They've actually done it like it's actually quite cool looking. But yeah, how is that for an artist? Have you had like Spotify Rap before? Have you been like through and like dug through your stats?
I haven't dug through my Spotify Wrapped is in like what I'm listening to. Yeah, I've definitely done that every year. I think last year was what's their name? Randy Newman was oddly like my guy.
Oh, banging. And it's like, is it like weird looking at it from like an artist point of view, like looking at how people have listened to your music and kind of like dug through?
I try and not pay attention too much on the numbers because that just feels like yeah, probably not the best thing for the brain, like even if it's in a good
Yeah,
way. Like it's
yeah.
like I think the thing that I do allow myself to get excited about is when people in person come up to me or like send me a message and I'm like, okay, cool. Because that's like an individual person as opposed to like a amount of people.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that, honestly. And I mean, it's probably best for mental health reasons as well,
Mm.
and keeping yourself going. And I've got
Even
a lot of,
good as well. Like yeah, there's been times when it's been sort of seemingly everything's been going really well. And that's been like the times when things have been like, oh my God, what's actually happening? Whereas when numbers wise things haven't been going as well, it's like, oh, everything's like really steadily moving actually.
yeah, I feel yeah. And I've got a lot of kind of like mental health kind of based questions here. I've
Mm.
kind of got some tough questions. They're a little bit personal. So I've been a little bit mean today. I feel a bit mean. I was like going through, I was like, oh, what should I ask for Lily? And I was like, oh, I could be very evil. But they are, you're very kind of like mental health kind of orientated. Your songs and your
Mm.
music really, really explore kind of personal experience and all the areas kind of around that. And I think it would be really great to kind of like get into that side. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah, ready.
Brilliant. Okay, so I first started reading your biography, and there was a quote in there that kind of made me sad, but I was kind of like, you know what? That is so real and so kind of like open and so honest. And you were
Mm.
talking about, the bank account and your health and
Mm.
how tough things were kind of like starting out really
Yeah,
early on and how you couldn't imagine getting to the kind of like the position where you are today.
yeah.
How does it feel now? Are we in a better place? Is it been everything that you kind of like expected it to be?
I think everything is very settled now, which is so nice. And I just feel like I'm with a really good team. And I guess there's like an element of maybe sort of grief of moving away from but I always feel the kind of sadness of situations as well. That I'm like, I look back and I'm sort of like, oh, there's times in my life that I've sort of moved away from now. And then I guess it's like one of those things that there was a bit of a beauty in that time as well of like fighting for this dream and now it's sort of happening and there's nowhere to fight and it's sort of like, ooh, okay, I've just got to kind of do my thing now. And that's a shift, maybe less so than grief, but a shift for sure.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that you did say those words, that were in the quote because they were so real. It's not every so often that you hear an artist be so open and honest about their true situation, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of your music is definitely about that change and moving forward to different places and seeking that peace. And it
Mm.
was just so good to see. I'm really, really glad that you kind of broadcasted that and put that out there.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I mean, in talking in terms of mental health, I mean, you're a very, very creative person. The music is so creative as well. How do you keep going in that mental space, because it's very easy to get burnt out. It's very easy to kind of get overwhelmed, and as you say, with the statistics and stuff like that. How do you keep going?
Um, well, how do I keep going? I guess live music is a big one for me. Like, I just really feel very happy when I'm playing live music, and there's something about singing live that makes it all make sense. And it feels like a space where I really understand why I write songs and why I sing, and that really keeps me going. I'm very into sort of journaling and all that kind of stuff. Like, I definitely do like an hour of that like every morning. I've been doing that for years. Journaling's a big one. I definitely listen to like quite peaceful podcasts. Like, I love listening to like, you know, like those Esther Perel ones, or like This Jungian Life and stuff. Like, I love listening to people sort of talking about their emotions in like a really zoomed in way, because I'm like, I'm not alone. That's so nice.
I love that you said that. I love that you said about the journaling. Isn't it like morning pages where you like
Yeah,
literally sit there and then you like write all the way through until like you stop, like you don't have any more thoughts to put down on the page? I love
right.
that you said that. That is
Yeah.
such a good technique, honestly. Like it's so scary because people don't think it works, but it does actually work. Like, it does you a world of good to just get everything down on the
Yeah.
page. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's kind of scary. But yeah, I love that you said that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's all really, really great stuff to keep you going and keep you motivated as well, because it is really, really easy in this industry to kind of like get bogged down and get kind of, stressed out about all the things that are going on.
Mm.
But I mean, we've got Spectre now. We're at Spectre, which is a brilliant single release. It is so, so good, so brilliantly put together. What are the influences going behind that?
Oh, well, okay, so the influences behind that are definitely trying to think, let me think. Definitely Jeff Buckley, Joni Mitchell, like those are always the kind of like overarching inspirations. But I was listening to a lot of French musicians at the time, like Edith Piaf and like yeah, November Ultra and all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, just wanted to sing something that, I mean, it kind of fell out, and then I realized afterwards, it's like I just wanted to sing something with the very direct message of, yeah, it was more like it more started with a meaning, like the thing of reaching out to friends and showing them the version of themselves that you see. And I was like, what would that sound like? It was like, oh, well, it would sound really close, and it would sound really friendly and light with a little bit of dissonance, because it's a bit difficult sometimes. And yeah, that it was more started with a meaning than it did with a sonic world.
Yeah, and it really has struck a chord with a lot of people. It's a very relatable track. A lot of your music is insanely relatable, going on past experiences that people have also been through. And yeah, it really has been so, so popular. I mean, this interview's for the Student Music Network, and everybody's absolutely been loving it. It really, really does stand out. And there is so much love for it, so much love for the track. And you yourself, you have such a wonderful, I mean, seemingly, because I've been doing my digging, I've been going through all the socials, YouTube, the lot. You have such a wonderful support network around you. There's so many people that love your music. There's so many lovely comments under like the
Yeah.
videos, like the Spectre video, like the Paris. There's so much like lovely stuff going on for you. How does that feel, like having that network of people that are there for you?
Oh, it's so, so important. Like, yeah, I wish there was enough words to express how grateful I am for that, that people connect with what I'm doing and take the time to actually express that. That's so important. And it's always so nourishing when people let you know that they have connected and how they've connected. And yeah, I definitely feel very supported, which is, yeah, really wonderful.
Yeah, and I mean, you should be so proud of everything that you've achieved. And I mean, it kind of makes me sad for like artists who feel like they, haven't been enough in the past, or have really, really struggled. And you're in such a great position now where you have that network, and everything is going so, so well. You should be so proud of all the work you've put in, everything that you've got out of all the singles. They are just so, so wonderful. And yeah, you should be just so, so proud of that, honestly.
Thank you.
And you've been traveling around lots, getting different influences from all different kind of areas. I mean, is
Mhm.
it difficult traveling? Do you get homesick? Do you get kind of like weird vibes from different places? Is it weird like drawing inspirations from those places?
I definitely was like made to be on the road. I really like it. I really like the train window. I like being on coaches. I like being in new places. I like, yeah. Also, all the places that I've been to seems like everyone's really friendly and nice. Yeah, going off to Europe in February with Dan Mangan as well, and I think especially because of the music world that I exist in, that sort of folky singer-songwriter world, there's definitely like a lot of spirits that I feel like I kind of match with in that world. And yeah, the band that I was on tour with earlier this year, well, the later part of the year, but yeah, a month ago, they were just so kind, these two women from New Zealand, and I just felt, oh yeah, I just understand you really well and really like them. So I don't feel too lonely on the road, no.
Lily, I will give you that honestly because it's so difficult. I mean, I couldn't. I'm the total opposite. I like my sink, I like my fridge, I love my bed. Like, I
Yeah,
honestly.
more where I live, the more, yeah, I get a bit more lonely when I forget that there's the rest of the world. Whereas when I'm out there, I'm like, oh yeah, home is so nice and being here is so nice. And I think, yeah, that change of setting is really good for me. Yeah.
But yeah, Lily, honestly, I will give you that because it's very difficult. I mean, but you're loving it. So honestly, I'm so happy for you for that. And yeah, I mean, just kind of like wrapping up now. What would you say? I mean, this is probably the toughest question. I always leave this question till last. It's probably the toughest of the lot. What would you say is your proudest moment so far?
Oh, my proudest moment so far. Um, I don't think I'm gonna pick like a moment. I think I'm gonna pick like the general kind of uh direction towards like truthfulness in my music. Like I think that's something that I'm quite proud of, is sort of moving forward in a way that's like looking for truth. I think that's something that has taken a long time for me to figure out how to do that, and that feels not so much like a moment but a spread out moment of like a few years maybe.
I love it. I love it. That's a brilliant answer and a true representation of your music. And you mentioned briefly about the tour and how you're traveling. Do you want to throw those dates out there if you've got them or where you'll be heading?
Yeah, totally. So if you go on my website, there should be, or like on my Spotify as well, it's Lily Lyons. So that's Lily, and then Lions like Lyons, not the like animal. And whole list of dates from, I think, starting around the 24th of February, ending with a date, I think that is the 6th of March at Emira in London. But it might be different dates to that. But yeah, they'll all be on my website. They'll all be like available in the link in my bio on Instagram, TikTok, like all that kind of stuff as well. And yeah, also in Scotland as well, doing Celtic Connections, supporting yeah, the really wonderful Blanco White, and should be loads of other shows coming up as well. So definitely go on the socials because there'll be loads of stuff on there.
Lily, it's been so wonderful talking to you. You're just such an interesting and lovely person. Honestly, so down to earth, so honest and so open. Your music is absolutely fabulous. There's so many exciting things on the way with the tour and music, all sorts. I'm just so, so excited for you. And
Oh,
thank you so much. And thank
yeah.
you to the Student Music Unit, Student Music Network as well. They're fabulous too.
Thank you so much, Ross.
Thank you.